Hey, did you know it's tick season? Lyme disease is transmitted through the bite of infected ticks. Visit ATCO Pest Control's website today to learn more and take control at atcopestcontrol.com. This is the crossover. Evan Giddings in for Matt Steinmetz. We'll be back tomorrow. Gerald the Guru Johnson and FP Santangelo. What's up, man?
What's up, boys? We have a good weekend. How's everybody feeling today?
Well, it looks like you got a little bit of sun up there in wine country.
I did a little wine country, a little Tahoe, a little Sonoma to watch
Look at my guy.
the NASCAR thing.
I see it go around once, dude, and I'm good.
Sonoma is not.
Was there one right turn?
Dude, no. It's more of a Formula One track, Sonoma Raceway. So it's like uphill, downhill, turns. But like, they don't need to have a NASCAR race there because there's one damn road that gets in and one damn road that goes out. It was like 3 hours of traffic to get in, and then I watched like 10 laps, and there was yellows. And it's just like once you feel it and hear it, and they come by like 3 times.
I'm with you, FP.
Bye. Yeah. I literally left after 20 laps.
There you go.
How many laps are there?
I think 117 or something.
Oh my gosh, dude! I was at Golden Gate Fields over the weekend, and they do furlongs, but it's basically like one lap. Like a full lap is a mile. That's it. Yeah. So you just get one sprint and you're done.
Last weekend, he was there. Last weekend of Golden Gate Fields.
That's
being
awesome.
able to do that, he was there.
I mean, not that it's closing, that you were there.
No, yeah, there's a lot of people there. Carter showed up for Sunday. It's been open since 1941. Also looks like it's been open since 1941.
Speaking of horse racing, my boy won the Belmont on Sunday or Saturday.
Jason Worth?
Yeah.
That's right. He's the owner of the,
That's my guy. I mean, we were texting all weekend. I got emotional, dude. Like I didn't think horse racing would get me that emotional, but like I shed a tear when I saw him screaming and yelling and hugging, and he said it's like as good as winning the World Series. And
wow.
Oh man, it was cool.
Were you with him?
No. He's dabbling in horse racing, and then they're like, "Do you know J-Dub's got a horse in the Kentucky Derby?" I'm like, "Come on, stop!" So I text him, like, "It's been a wild ride, dude. I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, we're in the Derby and this and that." And he had a tough ride. Dornick had a tough ride in the Derby. Couldn't find a lane, got blocked off, and you could tell there was a lot of horse left. And then to win the Belmont this weekend, and to see that whole thing, and to go nuts, like as I'm watching. And then to see the video of him after, we're efforting him on the show today. He's been cricket so far.
He's coming around the outside.
We text. He's probably getting swamped with like requests, but like we talked all weekend and drinking beers. Sean Kelly, who's a former major league reliever, is his best friend, and they were together. The wives were hugging. The kids were going nuts. And you know, when you're with a team for a decade, and I was with him for 7 years, his whole entirety of his contract with the Nationals, we became really close.
Wow, that's dope.
So it's cool, like to see his wife and his kids. And everybody, I didn't think horse racing would evoke any emotion in me, but to see your boy win, it was super cool, man.
I will say, Jason Worth is probably one of the most recognizable figures, just because he's still got the beard, the long hair. Like,
and how tall is he? Damn.
Well, he's pretty big, I think.
Yeah, well,
he can go stealth too. Get ready for the bloopies.
Like ZZ Top or what?
I was in a bar in Philadelphia, of all places, with him. And we were having a drink after on an off day in Philadelphia, and he had ponytail, man bun, like reading glasses.
Hater blocker.
On. So I'm talking to this person in the bar. Well, let's just say she's a very attractive person.
Yeah.
And are you a Phillies fan? Yeah. Who's your favorite player? Jason Worth. I'm like, really? I'm like, well, that's him right there standing behind me. And she's like, that's not Jason Worth. For 45 minutes, did not believe it was Jason Worth.
Come on.
Went over and talked to him, and he said, I just do tickets for the Nationals. I'm a ticket salesman for the Nationals. Never believed it. Like, there's her idol.
He's 6'5". I had him at 6'8".
He's 6'5".
Yeah.
Every bit of 6'5".
Yeah, he's Samson.
Never believed it was him. Walked away from her favorite player without even, like, well, she met him, but she didn't know.
She met him, but she didn't know. Well, that was like, so, I mean, he wasn't as famous at the time, but when I was in high school is when Curry came to the Bay, right? So he was out at Emeryville Bay Street with a group of people. You know, it just looks like a normal, it looks like a high schooler.
Yeah, no doubt.
So me and my buddies are walking out of one of the movies. He's coming in for one of the late night showings with his whole group. And one of my friends goes, yo, that's Steph Curry. And I look over, and I see him. I'm like, I would have never guessed. Like, I just walked by Steph Curry.
Wow.
I had no clue that this was the guy.
Had it been LeBron, you'd have been like, what does he play?
Or most NBA players, because they're like 6'7". Yeah. But Curry's the baby face assassin.
Good show. Good asked for a selfie. He did.
No, that was work related. He was going to work. I was going to work.
No. Curry asked you for the picture, right?
No.
Aren't you that guy on 95.7?
No, he said, y'all working today? I said, yeah. And then he was like, I said, stop by, yada, yada, yada.
Pick, though, Goo. You know.
No, I said, and it was about to be over. I said, the kids will kill me, my kids, if I don't get one. He was like, all right, let's get one. So I brought out the phone. One of the worst, my nose. It was one of the worst pictures I've ever taken in my life.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's just Tracy Morgan, but it's Steph. Like, oh, my God. I can't delete it, FP.
Isn't that the worst when you have like one shot to get a picture with somebody?
One shot.
I study it at night like, dude, you are ugly. You used to be nice. I just like, it was a bad one, but Steph's there.
Dude.
Giants 2 out of 3.
Yeah. Is that, wait, before we get there.
Yeah, question.
ADD me is like the hamster wheel is spinning right now.
One place at a time.
Is the selfie the new autograph? Does anybody want autographs anymore? It's like
probably
selfie. It's an Aussie, right? If you get a picture with somebody famous, do you need their autograph anymore?
No, you're right. I like that. Right? Yeah. If you don't got the picture, it didn't happen. Yeah. It's almost like that.
If we were raffling off a Steph Curry selfie instead of the jersey.
Oh my gosh!
I'm holding it in my hand.
Dude, no doubt. FP, that's a great call.
Like,
I
Steph
agree
will
with
take
you.
a picture with you.
I think that's funny though, because like an autograph you can sell, like it's worth more money, but everybody would rather. I think most people would rather have the picture,
right? Because
like,
it's proof that
evidence.
It's proof. You can get somebody's autograph, but somebody give you that. You can buy it at an auction.
Yeah.
Like, but if you get it, that's proof that you met whomever.
That picture, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so like if somebody walks up, because like you sign autographs. Like if someone walks you for an autograph, would you almost suggest to them, hey, why don't we just take a picture? Like.
The only time I've done that, and it's a creepy scenario, is where people are videoing you across the bar.
Oh.
And I would just like wave them over, like, come on, man, let's take a picture. Like, that's for freaking me out.
I love
like,
that.
They're holding up their phone, videoing you, like having a beer or something. I'd much rather.
Like, so-and-so's at the bar.
This how
come over and say hi.
I'll take a picture with everybody always. Yeah. Like, I'm a man of the people, man of the streets.
I love that. FP. Hey, it's Steiny and you are famous, Evan, but the other day, last week we were doing the show, I'm like, you know what? We're preparing for the show. I'm really doing the show with a former athlete, a famous. He still has the where you do the happy birthdays from the celebs. He was
cameos?
doing that. I'm like, damn, FP, that's dope.
Yeah,
you just say happy birthday and you're out.
It's free money, dude. Like I never turned down free money.
Like, how much are people paying for Kid Rock to say happy birthday to my great aunt?
You can find me on Cameo.
Mean it, right?
If you need Father's Day wishes from the ballpark, you can find me on Cameo for $35.
That's so Evan.
I can wish you and yours a happy Father's Day.
Although I will say some of them are hilarious when the person either mispronounces the name or like messes it up, because that, like, as a you're watching from the side, like, oh, like a happy birthday, and then the person just completely butchers the whole thing. I will say sometimes those are kind of funny. Maybe not for the person who's actually like asking for the cameo.
Yeah.
Dude, I've gotten them back before where like you said my wife's name wrong.
Oh,
and I'm like, no. Because it's one of those spellings where it can go either way and you're guessing. And yeah, and you can redo them.
But you didn't do it on purpose.
No, you redo them.
Take 6.
Take 6.
Yeah. No, but all right, final thing.
I didn't take my Adderall today.
Well, but I'm curious though, because if you have an actual experience, like a conversation with somebody famous, but you didn't get an autograph or grab a picture. Like, for example, my dad got seated next to Stan Musial at this like dinner event, and they ended up talking for like 45 minutes. Yeah, that is a big drop, but not for me.
That's a big one.
Papa Giddings. So he's sitting next to Stan the man, and he just talks to him, about life or baseball, whatever, but for like 45 minutes, but he never asked for an autograph and he doesn't have a picture. I feel like that's more valuable, and you can tell that story again and again, but you don't technically have evidence that it happened.
So hopefully Pops is not on IG, because it wouldn't have happened.
Oh, no, he isn't.
But if he had that selfie, FP, you just slap that bad boy.
But I would much rather talk to Musial for 45 minutes than have an autograph.
And then it gets weird at the end if you're like, hey, can I cement this thing with a selfie?
I acted like a real person, a guy. Yeah.
I don't know. I like that story better than taking a selfie with someone. Because like those are memories forever, and you can sit there and it's more intimate.
It's my selfie.
It's more intimate though. You can take a selfie with somebody, somebody famous for 2 seconds, or you can have a deep conversation for a half hour with no evidence, and that's more intimate, I think. In
that was old school. Yeah, no evidence.
That's how it used to be.
That's how it used to be.
I mean, it's just a normal thing. By the way, you are listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM, and HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch and YouTube, powered by First NorCal Credit Union. Evan Giddings in for Matt Steinmetz, Joe Lagubra Johnson, FB Santangelo. And now, for those watching on YouTube, you saw
Willard. Let's see if he's breathing heavy.
The star of the show.
Yeah,
give him a minute.
little later.
You got to catch his breath, too. There he is. Marky Mark.
So you missed me, Willard. I'll start for you while you get the breath.
Hi there.
I said Caitlin Clark should be on the Olympic team for the lay. And my boy Tone he thinks he's a PD. Oh, I can't believe you. I just slap her on there. More eyeballs will watch your sport. That's all.
Dude, I don't know enough about that to even comment.
Well, she's popular.
Well, I know she's popular.
Yeah, then that's it.
But
That's
as far as like ability goes, and
she's not ready.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, he ripped me. He's so sick and tired.
That's the case.
No, my question is that it? She's obviously she's the eyeball drawer, but this isn't the WNBA, it's the Olympics.
You need a towel?
Oh.
It's getting warm
you're right.
there. It's getting warm out there.
I appreciate you rushing in, man.
Yeah, you ain't out of breath.
But no, I'm not out of breath. I didn't run. I power walked.
Attaboy.
The five head's got a little sweat on it.
Thank you, brother.
Her eyes would be on the Olympics too.
She's glistening right now.
Sales 101, Willard.
6 now.
Her fan base is almost bigger than the WNBA. I hate to say it.
You're old enough to remember Dan and Dave. Do you remember that? You remember that ad campaign?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, for those who don't know what I'm talking about.
Evan has no idea.
I think this was was it a Reebok ad?
Yes, it was. Okay. Tremendous knowledge.
So Dan and Dave was this whole thing leading up to the Summer Olympics, and they were both like triathletes.
Yes, there you go.
It was track and field.
They were good-looking dudes too. They were good-looking dudes.
They were expected to be the deal. Like they were gold medal contenders in track and field for Team USA. So Reebok grabbed them and it was like, we're going to do the whole thing, and they built an ad campaign around following them to the Olympics.
There you go.
Well, something happened on the way to the Olympics. One of them didn't qualify.
Yeah.
Whoops. Guess what? You're out.
Boy.
You're out. That's the Olympics.
Was it Dan or Dave?
I think it was Dave. I think it was. That's a good question. That's a good question. That's a good. No, but I know that basketball teams come together differently. But this is one of those things where I can't. None of us can disagree with your concept that our eyeballs are going to go there more if she's there.
Yeah. But
the Olympics have a qualification process for most sports. You have to make it. You know what I mean? Like Team USA, whoops, we didn't make the World Cup. Sorry, you don't get to go because it'd be good for ratings. So that's where my head went, which is for the first time in the history of anything named federation or committee.
So this was the one time they did not hate on her.
Somebody actually made a decision that wasn't about money.
All right.
So just
I'm
an
okay
update,
with that.
An update for everybody just riveted by this in their cars right now. Dan did not qualify for the American Olympic team by missing the pole vault during the American trials in New Orleans. Here's where it gets good. This resulted in Reebok modifying the television spot featuring Dan cheering for Dave.
See, he didn't die.
Still Dan.
Come on, Dave, you can do it.
Dan, where is he? He's in the stands, but he's here.
Come on, you can make this jump. Do the triple jump.
Well, maybe we can have Caitlin Clark cheering on the Olympic team. I don't know.
So, this is one of those, and I know this is terrible for sports radio, but I completely see both sides. And it just depends on where you want to come from on this. Like, if we're just thinking corporate dollars, of course she should have been on the team.
All right.
But if we're thinking about the Olympics in a different way, which the concept is supposed to be about fairness and qualification, and by the way, I've seen a lot of athletes' points that this is good for Caitlin. This is good for Caitlin.
She said as much.
Yeah.
She's going to go to the lab.
This has gotten, well, not just that. This has gotten, this is too much too soon.
So I took it as a form of hate, but it's not.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
She's not physical enough?
Yeah, there you go.
She's not physical?
No, there was just like any Team USA, there's a practicing and qualifying and tryouts. She wasn't there.
Yeah,
she wasn't even at them.
Yeah.
She wasn't even there.
I mean, I just feel like it's like an all-star team. Like if you're not one of the 12 best players, you're not going to be on the team. I mean, I don't know. It could be from an eyes perspective. It could be qualifying, but I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and I haven't watched the WNBA for that long, but from what people describe, like she's not one of the best players yet.
She's not ready.
So she shouldn't be on the team.
Which means had she made it, count to 3, 2, 1 before the one who got knocked out so that Caitlin can go says something to a reporter.
Okay.
And now we're on CNN and Fox News again tonight with the Caitlin Clark controversy because she made the team over someone who was more deserving.
But I'll say this to that, Willard. She is in the leader in the clubhouse for Rookie of the Year. So if you wanted to take and have somebody get experience, a youngster that still has some room to grow, just look at Gino RM, what he said about her. Well, I didn't like that at all.
That was a little hot.
But yeah, that was a little hot. A little the hater rate too. But I say that to say maybe they could have just slapped her on the team from that vantage point from the experience.
They could do something with Caitlin and Caitlin. Because Caitlin was the greatest athlete ever in the Olympics.
Look at that piece.
There you go.
You could do Caitlin and Caitlin.
I think Nike might have a problem with Reebok doing something with Caitlin Clark. But other than that,
Caitlin Jenner, and then there you go.
Yeah,
You're burying the lead.
Caitlin.
You want to talk about being on Fox
What
News?
happened Saturday? Saturday night, Evan told us you guys saw some comedy.
It was fantastic.
Was he funnier than you thought?
That's my guy.
Or was it what you expected?
It was exactly what I expected.
I wish I was there.
But it met the expectations.
That's it.
And the best part was, so many of us here at Odyssey were going to be there, and the only one who I didn't even know was going to be there was Evan.
Right.
And I ran into him everywhere we went because it's hard. You have to lock your phone into the case when you go in.
Oh, is it? You didn't tell me that either.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I didn't have an issue, but then Christy brought it, and you did too, the point of what if my child calls me?
Like, we have kids.
I didn't think about that whatsoever.
How did that go?
Well, fine.
Oh, they're don't come in if you need to worry about the kids.
They're like, you have
there's an
people,
emergency.
there's people up at the top where you can go unlock your phone, but you would have to know that I'm like, how do I know that I need to unlock my phone? So it's almost like you got to text your kids on the way in, like, just keep ringing the phone constantly if somebody breaks their leg. So
some random will be like, your phone's going off.
So the pocket is just ringing ad nauseum to the point where you're like, I better go unlock this.
Fruity Pebbles there.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
thing that frustrated me, though, was they also took my Fitbit. So, I can't use it to do anything except for track steps and monitor if I'm having a heart attack or not. But that could have been the way to know what you're receiving from your family is you just see on your Apple Watch or Fitbit, oh, here's a message, kid ABC, house is burning down, I got to go.
Because you can't record and stand up on the Fitbit.
We talked about this on Friday, and I had a good buddy text me and goes, time to invest in an Apple Watch. And then I got there, and I'm like, wouldn't have worked
either. They took the Apple Watch.
They take that, too. You cannot have communication
like you're
devices.
going to the White House.
Seriously.
I thought Dave Chappelle and those guys were playing that up about the kid. They're serious.
Was there any new bits? Did he have any new ones?
Oh, I hadn't seen any of the stuff.
Really?
I watch a lot of his stuff.
I watch all of it. He's my favorite.
Yeah, you'd have loved it, dude.
Easily my number one.
You'd have loved it. I know you had a great weekend anyway, but you'd have...
He's got. I can't get. I don't want to get fired if I say my favorite one from him.
It was better than his last two specials. His last two specials. Yeah.
Oh, how long did he go?
He went a good hour and a half.
That's all you need.
Wow,
man.
And it was unique, which he made fun of right out of the gate. He made fun of his agent for accepting this deal because you're at the Greek Theater, and by the time it was a quote-unquote 6:30 show, didn't really start till 7, but he was out at 7:30. You're outdoors, and the sun is
so you guys were outside.
Firing. Absolutely beautiful night. You could see the city from the Greek Theater lawn. It was gorgeous, but he's sitting here going, I'm not used to doing comedy where I can see all of your faces. You can see mine. But this is uncomfortable. And then he just started ripping everybody who was right in front of him, which was hysterical, but it was different. It is. Comedy
didn't know it was outside.
In the sun is different. But he handled it great.
He was incredible.
He was awesome.
Yeah, it was everything.
You knew he was in town or no?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
That's your guy.
I can't wait to listen to his podcast today. He usually, like in my mind, that's like a comedian's version of a post-game presser. Because he'll talk about on his podcast his performances, if they went well. He usually shouts out the openers, who, by the way, was also fantastic, was a local guy from Berkeley.
I was just going to ask, did they have any openers?
Just one, though.
Just one. But then he'll come on his podcast and talk about everything that went well or went wrong. So, today, I can't wait to get off the show, go listen, because that's his post-game presser.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, basically, you're listening to somebody who's actually going to say something at the podium as opposed to, whatever we heard from after Game 2 of the finals last night.
That's how Draymond handles his podcast, too, so I'm hearing.
He had Looney on there.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Evan, you going to tell them, before we got out of air, the first question I asked you about Ramos?
Heliot Ramos?
Yeah.
Is he an all-star?
No, I said, could he be rookie of the year?
He could. Heck
Of course he is. Yeah. You can say hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
You can just say bleep yeah.
We thought of the pictures, but I was like, no, somebody with the bat. If he could, he's locked in.
Course.
And
Could be an
we know it
all-star.
could change.
Could be an all-star.
Could be an all-star.
He sure could.
He could be their all-star.
Wow.
I mean,
Could be.
He's had enough.
Wow. He's up there with Chappie with homers.
Well, it's like he missed a lot of time, but he's also had enough at bats to where, we talked about this on Friday, and this was before he had a great series in Texas. He was already one of the top 5 in WAR in National League outfielders, the whole league. Top 5. And he missed the first 2 months of the year.
Apparently, there's
That's
been,
incredible.
You guys probably know this, so I'm preaching to the choir, but, apparently he's really grown up.
Yeah.
Like off the field, dad, husband.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Really got his priorities set in line. And
So he focused.
He's super focused.
He looks locked in.
And what's his
24.
average with the BABIP? I don't want to butcher it.
Okay, so
here we go.
So when I was thinking about ways to sell Heliot Ramos today, I was like, okay, there's doing this. Gu was asking about Rookie of the Year, All-Star, all the rest. I was like, okay, so you look at his numbers right now. Over the last 28 games that he's been up since March 9th, he's hitting better than Freddie Freeman, Rafael Devers, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So he's in that category of bat. So then I'm wondering, okay, well, what are his measurables and not? What's a reason if I had to swing the other way? Well, it's the fact that batting average on balls in play is right now 450.
That's going to come back.
Which is number 1 in baseball by a wide margin. There's
batting
nobody
average
else.
Balls in play.
Batting average on balls in play.
A lot of luck involved in
exactly.
that.
So it's not necessarily that he's hitting 330. Like, that's not a false statement. But also, I would just, when he was like, he's going to win Rookie of the Year, I would dial it back a little bit.
But what if we did Wade Boggs like that? What if guys can really hit like that?
No, but you'll notice, like Heliot Ramos has had a lot of ground balls that went up the middle. How long until the shortstop just moves there?
It happened this
You know what I mean?
Like,
You know what the most impressive stat is? That we would have never seen previously with a rookie? He started 24 games in a row.
That's true.
We would have never seen that.
Yeah.
Forget rookie. We would have never seen that with Gabe Kapler.
No.
24 games in a row.
Nobody started 24 games in a row.
Platoon, Charlie Sheen.
But that's what the confidence, the calm, the relaxation that comes with not having to look if I'm getting pinch hit for, if I'm in the lineup, or I'm getting sent back down. There's no metric for that.
Yeah.
You want him batting leadoff or third?
I don't care.
You don't care.
I just want him in there.
It's one of those two, though, isn't
He's
it?
playing a decent center field, too. He's getting better jumps than
I like either
Matos.
or, Willard. Normally, I'm a lineup guy. 1 or 3, I'm good. And if the power is really in abundance, we'll move you down to 3. But dude needs to be one of your first 3.
3 is a different beast, man.
Yeah.
And get ready for the bloop. I hit there. I hit there for 2 weeks.
Wow.
And it was a different
Which team? Which team?
Montreal.
Okay.
When I was absolutely on fire.
When you were
locked
dialed in.
Look at it.
Why not 3 weeks?
I don't know. I was into an all-star break, and I was hitting 320, and I was second in the league in on-base percentage behind Barry Bonds. I was locked in.
Yeah.
So Felipe put me third for 2 weeks, and you get everybody's exploding stuff.
Oh.
It's different. Lead off, we don't want this little pest to get on. And then you move 2 slots down, it's like, oh, here's a 2-0 slider that I used to see in a 1-2 count.
Wow.
And that's not a get-me-over curveball. It's a nasty curveball in a 3-1 count. And you're getting 3-2 off speed. And you're getting everybody's best bolt because by nature, the third hitter is supposed to be the best hitter in the lineup. Now I think it might be the 2-hitter.
Yeah.
But back in the old days, it was the 3-hole hitter. So I got whomever's A stuff.
Wow.
Every at-bat. Runners on, it was another level. With nobody on 2 outs, it was like, whoa.
Just walk him.
This is like, it's like when you're surfing the 4-foot wave and then here comes like a 7-foot wave and it knocks you on your ass. That was the difference between leading off and hitting third. So we just talk about these numbers, right? Oh, hit him first, hit him third, hit him 7th. When I hit 7th for my rookie year, I had 6 guys in front of me to watch and to learn. And by the time I got up hitting 7th, I had a really damn good game plan, regardless of what the scouting report was, because on that day, that pitcher might have had something different than the scouting report going on. When you lead off your first man in, you're like the wedge breaker. You're just seeing pitches. You're kind of on your heels. When you're hitting in the middle of the order in a position to drive in runs, you get everybody's A stuff. So while we just say, well, where do you want him to hit? And then to take it a step further, when lineups have rhythm and you know they're going to pitch me some way because Mark's hitting behind me and Guru's hitting behind Mark and Evan's hitting behind Guru, and we have this continuity and this rhythm, I know how I'm getting pitched because of how they're going to pitch to you and what they're thinking about when Barry Bonds is on deck or Jeff Kent's on deck. Like so when we're just plugging guys in and making lineups out of nowhere because the spreadsheet says this, and I get that, right? My swing plane is conducive to getting hits off this guy because of his tilt and his fastball, and it just lines up, so we're going to hit him here. There's so much more that goes into like where you hit in the order. In continuity, just like I say in coaching, just like I say with front office, just like I say with lineups, there's so much. It's just easier when you have a rhythm and like, here's our lineup and we're going with it against righties, and here's our lineup, we're going with it against lefties.
Well, that's been the most impressive part to me.
There should be one person doing the lineup.
I agree.
The manager?
Yeah.
There's a lot more than that. Well, you're paying.
He's got input.
You're paying the analytic department who knows their stuff a lot of money to put yourself in a position to win, and the Dodgers have 1,000 people or whatever it is, and not that many. I'm exaggerating. The Yankees have 1 million people, and you put all of the numbers in, and it's supposed to.
When did that change?
Well, what if that analytic department did this 10-ton test going into a particular game that suddenly said Freddie Freeman should bat 6th? What the hell would they do?
But it would never happen.
I don't think it would
You have to fire your manager before you put him in a
Willard,
spot.
they'd be like, something's wrong with the computer.
Right?
Like, that's too low.
We got hacked by the Giants.
There's got to be some lefty that's got ownage on him. There has to be. Some lefty's got ownage on him, and the computers would be like, bat him 7th tonight.
Yeah, but my contention
But they won't.
But if you bat Freddie Freeman 7th because of that, which would never happen, that affects Mookie, that affects Shohei, that affects everybody else. There's a ripple effect to that. Because now I don't have him hitting behind me. He was my security blanket. I know how I'm getting pitched because he's sitting behind me. He's sitting in front of me. And so you put some stiff behind me now or some stiff in front of me now, and I'm getting pitched different because it just changes the whole feng shui.
It felt like Texas had no scouting report on Ramos all weekend. I really felt like they don't know how to pitch. They have no intel.
Yeah. I mean, which is hard to believe with Bruce Bochy as the manager, right? But, yeah.
Well, we got our 1 and our 2 hitter coming up from 2 to 6
listening
on 95.7 The Game. FP Santangelo in for Dan Dibley with Mark Willard. Thank you, Gil. Steiny will be